Hello, Star Wars Paladin here. I like to do news stuff, and there's definitely some new stuff. I know this is about a day old, but that's okay. Um, Game Update 2.6 is live on public test server. This means a couple things. Means, first and foremost, that they're testing new content, which is neat, and this is the first new content of the year, which is neat. But some of it is actually the culmination of the ongoing Galactic Starfighter content, and I've gotten in some pretty damn lengthy emotional arguments with people about this whole Galactic Starfighter thing and the whole on rails thing, blah 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 blah. If you're from Star Wars, oh my gosh, SWG. If you're from SWG, then you're very passionate about that stuff. Or if you played like the old TIE Fighters, if you played the old, like I did, the old X-Wings, Rogue Squadrons, etc., etc., etc. And I was trying to tell this certain person that yes, there's a lot of reasons why it happened, and you can blame everybody you want, blah 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 blah. But open space is coming to TOR, and in some ways it's here, and in some ways it's going to be continuing. And case in point, Galactic Starfighter still isn't technically completely fully launched until next month. That is like the middle of February. We've just had early access for about a month and a half. Starting here in a few days, let's say the 14th, it comes to the preferred folks. And then in February, that's actually the official launch. So I think they had an internal beta, and I think the early access has kind of unofficially been the beta, the external beta, and I've been okay with that. It's been a blast. And again, I still maintain that Galactic Starfighter is not going to be for PvP forever. They're going to start using the engine for other things, and I think February is going to be the start of that, and I'll explain why in a minute. So we'll look at this first of all. The normal jargon. This is the new ship role. Yes, this is a new ship, but there's going to be a new ship role called the Bomber. Now, and then it says 6 new ships available for unlock/purchase, but they're not saying what those are. I have a very, very big feeling, and talking to a couple people, a lot of those are going to be gunships. At least one, or maybe even 2, hopefully. At least 1, but potentially 2 if they let us unlock the other sides, the other factions' gunship. But here's the thing. Why would they release a bomber? Okay, think about that for a second. What would you do? You would bomb the little satellite defense turrets? No. It's going to be because there's going to be things to bomb. Okay, even or even anywhere in the Star Wars universe, they never use bombers to bomb small other fighters, or even the small starships. They use them to bomb either the really big ships, the juggernauts, the battleships, even some of the corvettes, or you're bombing hard targets on the ground. So think about that for a second, okay, everybody? There's going to be open space PVM, PVE, whatever you want to call it. And this bomber is the most glaringly obvious introduction to that, I would say. So Yes, there's going to be team deathmatch where you can do kind of bigger pre-mades if you want. That'll actually be nice because then you could play more as a squad if you wanted. Wait, not a squad, squadron. And then a new Flashpoint Quad Yards. That's I read the Insider. If you haven't seen the Insider yet, you need to check the Insider out. It's only 4 minutes. Basically, the new Kuat Yards is going to be role non-specific flashpoints. Basically, if you're wondering what that is, when you take over Zerka, retaking the Zerka facilities, that was fairly easy, but you still got that real Flashpoint feel. That's kind of the same thing, where if you want to just run through it with 4 DPS, you can run through it with 4 DPS. If you want to run through it with 4 tanks, you can. Except for some of the bosses. And even the bosses, I think they spread the heals out enough to where you can heal yourself without a healer if you wanted. If you really needed to. So they're keeping that in line where you don't necessarily need a healer anymore. The rest of this is just kind of their legal jargon, different languages, and how to log in. So, going back to the whole bomber thing, and I won't play through the whole video because I don't think that's appropriate, but here's the bomber. Looks very, very, very nice. It shows it flying around in the current area, but one of the current quad drive yard areas, the actual yards themselves. Yeah, you'll be like a big flying beef stick, just like the gunship, but that's not. I'm sure they have much bigger stuff, and they even say in the Insider that they can't talk about it. I can only assume that within, I would say, 7 months, there's gonna be PvM PvE stuff that's open space. Shoot, what else was I gonna say? The rest of the news wasn't quite as spectacular. They talk about a new event that's coming that sounds really cool. Reminds me sort of, the teaser reminds me of the Gree coming, except manipulating the land a little bit. And that's just the Flashpoint area. And they talk about partnering up with Amazon to buy cartel coins and get stuff exclusively from Amazon. But they talk about new Starfighter packs coming out. So, I know there's some of you that hate cartel coins, but sometimes if you... Well, I should never pay real money, blah, 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 blah. What I always suggest people do, and I know I haven't done an economy video yet, but you have to decide how expensive things are going to be to buy them in-game, and how much time it takes to buy that money versus how much time it takes you to make real money, and just do the math. I suspect, just like it was when they released the level 7 Starship gear for on rails, that it's going to be significantly cheaper to buy this stuff with cartel coins than it's going to be to buy any of it in game. I'm only buying ships for roleplay purposes, but I have looked on the rosters and people do buy all the ships. So the Starfighter packs maybe mean you can buy potentially even more than you originally wanted to, or maybe you can buy a starship and actually, Starfighter, and actually maybe even get some of the unlocks for it. But so like if you bought the bomber pack, you can get some bomber upgrades right away. I assume that's what it means. So if you wanted to try a scout fighter out yet and you haven't, you can buy like the scout fighter pack And yeah, you get some leftover points if you've done a lot of Starfighter already, but it's not enough to deck your ship out. It's enough to get you started, and that's it. But so don't think, if you've already been playing this for a month and a half like I have, that might be a little confusing to you. But think about the people that are just starting in about 3 or 4 days. Now, I forgot when they said the Starfighter packs were coming out, but I don't think they're coming. Oh, shoot, what did they say? I should have actually written that part down. But starting out fresh now in Starfighter, there's not a huge curve. There's not a huge gear curve, but it makes it much more friendly and fun to play. If you've watched any of my Starfighter videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. Now imagine having to start fresh, or if you haven't started at all, being able to go through and pick the ship that you want, and immediately buying the upgrades, at least maybe even halfway. Now, before you run off screaming, free to win, OMG, pay to win, whatever, pay to win. Not free to win. It's not like that. Even with a half upgraded ship, you're only roughly balanced out with most of the other people playing. I only know of 2 or 3 people that have fully upgraded ships on Republic side on Begrin, and actually I haven't seen them in weeks. So you're still at this point, most of the people you're competing with are only about halfway leveled up their ship, and the reason why is because they're trying out all the different ships. There's 3 different types right now. With the bomber, that's 4. So you're going to be playing against people with brand new bombers. Okay, and plus you're going to be playing, if you're only starting here in a few days, you're playing against also all of the other people that are starting then. You're not going to get pub stomped by me because I play alone. I've tried a couple times. I don't have somebody grouped up with me as a wingman. I want one. And if you want to play a fighter or a scout, let me know and we'll group up. I do that unlike a lot of other channels I've seen. That, in fact, I checked about 5 other TOR channels tonight, and not a single one of them group up with their subscribers. But I do this almost every night. Actually, I group up with subscribers if I can find them. In fact, you probably know that from my channel already. At least half of the people that you're going to be playing with will have absolutely no gear starting in about 3 days, Tuesday. I wouldn't even worry about that. So the point is, these packs are a way for you to get a little bit of a boost. You won't, believe me, you won't be just a one-man army from getting these packs. I am not a one-man army, and I've been working on my ship for a good chunk of a month and a half. Or is it? It's roughly a month or so. If people fly straight into me, yeah, I can wipe them out. But anyone that's been playing for more than a few days can really give me a run for their money, even if they're only half geared, and I'm only a little over half geared. So I think that's all I wanted to say. They talk about the Kyber Assault Cannon, which is weird because I've seen the Kyber Assault Cannon for over a month. I'm not sure about that. They talk about they only show the rest of it really fast. Oh, the Armored Fractal, which looks really neat, I think. And there's a new armor set that I didn't recognize. I'm not sure about that. And it doesn't show it here. Wait. Oh, those are the little Amazon flying things. No, go away. Anyway, I think that's it. They didn't say when this is going to get implemented, but it sounds like they want it implemented by February. And they said there's new stuff coming first quarter. And I think that's going to be the new event. I think the new event's coming first quarter. So I was going to write down all the specifics, but I'll put this link below. I really encourage everybody to check it out. I think that's it, and thanks for watching, and I hope you like these, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.